All right, we're live.
In the night, where the room is dark, and Louis, the only thing I think is you. While masturbating, stroking my dick with a tortilla. Louis, Five Guys is all for you. Welcome to the Grinder Law, where respect is a suggestion.
Okay, this was a mistake. All right, we're ending the stream, guys. Okay.
This is your fault, Trillion. No, let's have somebody else do the intro today.
Let's make it weird.
No, it's Aziz hasn't been there in so long. You know, people miss him. I miss him on stream.
Now you're not gonna miss me anymore.
Not anymore.
I guess he misses me since he's been masturbating with tortillas about me.
Yes.
It does warm my heart that you think that much of me.
The people tried sponges.
It's funny. It's funny because he's Mexican.
It's funny because I'm okay.
So, welcome people to the Salt Grinder, where respect is a suggestion. We have a bunch of topics for you today, and we have a bunch of stuff to cover. Let's start with YouTube. That's weird, right? Have you been keeping up, Louis? Have you seen this verification crap?
With YouTube?
Yep.
I know there's been like demonetization problems. They're messing with people's verification now too.
What they did, remember the verification, there's like a check mark, right? Whenever somebody's legit, right? And what happened was they changed it. Now they made it look like, you know, there's this gray bar on you, the slide on the side. It looks kind of edgy, right? Which is fine, right? But what they did, they canceled every verification ever, and now you have to reapply. Problem is, getting in the verifications is harder now. And supposedly this is supposed to help like brands and celebrities and shit on YouTubers. And a lot of YouTubers are angry because right now they're not verified even though they met the previous standards.
Well, hold on.
They were
to be fair,
previously verified.
Okay,
and
go
then
on.
they just removed like a lot of YouTubers. Actually, the YouTubers with more than 100k subscribers, they were verified. And then they just received an email saying they violated the guidelines. They had to remove the verification. Like, what the hell? No reason. And they can't reapply. It's weird.
They can't reapply, so they're unable to.
At least some of the YouTubers. Let me check on the video they watched actually.
well, hold on. The reason I'm in favor of this change, actually, not entirely, but to a degree, is we have too many people, too many no names getting verified. Have you ever been on Twitter and you see someone with like 4,000 followers get verified, and you're like, who are you? And I feel like YouTube celebrities, they think they're hot shit. Obviously, if you have 100,000 subs or higher, then you should be in the running. But some of these people, thousands of subscribers, like, no one is looking for you, I guess is what I'm trying. Like, no one's looking for you yet.
Yes.
So stop applying
Here's the thing.
the verified part.
Here's my argument. You know patents, right? You know how companies, like, whenever they get something, they have to get a patent or otherwise they'll be sued by everybody, right? It's the same thing. You want your brand to be established and safe, and getting verified does that for your brand on YouTube, whatever that brand is. Now that brand can be can be not unverified, and people can actually take your brand, or at least pretend to be you, and there's no way for people to verify that. And to me, that's bad. Even if you have 4,000 subs, if you want to get verified, you should be able to establish your brand as something legit, because one day your channel will grow and people know where to go.
Well, 4,000, to me, that's not verification worthy.
Well, yeah, you get my gist, right?
But no, because I've seen it. I've seen people that have like, it's not just 4K, it's like 11K and 50K, and that's still pushing the boundary to me. Because I don't know, I just don't think, no offense, you're that important yet. Like, not that many people are looking for you compared to the million streamers or whatever. It's like verification has always been a touchy subject for that reason.
Well, yeah.
And then there's the people that don't get verified because of controversial reasons. So because they're edgy or because they say something. Am I the only one that still has the glasses on? All right.
No,
Guess I missed the cue.
Well, yeah, the welcome to the Soul Grinder queue. Yeah, you missed it.
I was looking for the comments. All right, so I can see.
Remember, it was very weird. Everybody missed. Yeah.
I was shell shocked. That's what it was.
Me too. To be honest, me too.
In conclusion,
I wasn't prepared for this. It just came out like this.
Like now,
I don't know where
Aziz is
my point's
contemplating,
going.
am
I
I
lost
gay?
my train of-
Fuck.
I'm like, no, what's happening? Like, I just the words kept coming, and I just kept spouting them as I was thinking.
No, I get it. A stream of consciousness, right?
Yeah.
You know, you let the world know exactly how you feel, how the real you feels. And believe me, Aziz, you can come join me anytime.
All right. Don't dare me, because I will do it.
Yeah, we'll
Cali
do all
isn't the
kinds of
best place
things
to be,
with
huh?
that glass you're holding.
You know, I would
It's
visit,
going places, if you know what I mean.
I would visit California, but I'm afraid my sheer presence will burn the entire place down. You know, like you guys have enough problems as it is.
No, what we're gonna do is we're gonna trim your beard and we're gonna use it to cover up fires. That's what we're gonna.
Yeah, there's plenty of it.
Hassan in the comments is talking all politics and shit. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Hassan has this thing where he actually brings in topics that are interesting. But I don't know who Illhan Omar cheating is. But if he cheated, good for him.
Illhan Omar is in the Congress, right?
Yeah, I think he's referring to. I had not kept up with the story entirely, so I won't comment too much on it. But essentially, she played the system to get. She married her brother, which is illegal here.
Hey.
And
Which is
she
fuck-
married her
What?
brother to get him citizenship. She like married her brother to get him citizenship or something to help out, and the controversy is just now coming out, even though people were calling it out earlier, but nobody wanted to believe it, and she got caught finally.
What is this?
And this is happening now.
Is this the ISIS
Alabama
of
made it to
Thrones?
Congress.
You know, this is so fun. You know, like here's the thing. I like my politics the same way I like my history. Okay, full with scandal, full with corruption, full with stupid shit happening, right? You know, like what was it like in like during the Caesarian era? There was one guy named Claudius, and he was caught cross-dressing in a religious ceremony because he wanted to fuck the Pontificus Maximus's wife, who was there. Right? And imagine you being just a random Roman citizen, and Claudius was already a celebrity. So imagine, like, I don't know, Justin Bieber cross-dressing to enter like a full girl party, right? To fuck the president's wife. You know? It's that level of a scandal. And you hear it and you're like, holy shit. And he went to court, you know, witnesses came to see whether he's guilty or not. Everything got pointed out that he's guilty, and he was very popular, so the judges who were gonna render the verdict were afraid and asked for protection, right? And then they rendered the verdict, and the verdict was innocent. And everybody was like, why did you ask for the guards? What, did you want them like to protect your bribes or something? And that happened, right? So whenever I see an equivalent of that in modern day, I just get so juicy. So please, Hassan, enlighten us on this topic.
I know that's the basics of it, is that like she pretended to marry her brother, and that I think that's where the story stops as of now, and people are discovering more as they go. But
Yeah.
no, it's definitely the Alabama jokes.
Yeah. A lot of these people are desperate for the citizenship. Maybe she did it before she got into Congress, because if she did it after, she's a dumbass because she's a representative of the Islamic community. No matter how desperate you are for your brother's the citizenship, you don't do that. Like, you're gonna ruin your whole career. And she's been successful. Like, I think the first Islamic representative in the Congress, which is huge. A lot of people worship her for just being there. Even I don't know what she's doing.
Funny enough, I don't like that. Not because people from Islam couldn't get. I don't want them to get
Minorities or
it's
whatever.
not. It's not that. It's the fact that she had that. People celebrate the fact that, oh, she's the first Muslim to do this, and I'm like, hold on, I don't give a shit what you are. Are you good?
Wait, this is the girl that everybody was like, everybody was praising her for being the first female and a Muslim. Big combo, like seriously?
She's like double
minority, yeah.
Double minority.
She's not like me too. She's like me 3.
No, she's brown.
And she married her brother.
The triple threat.
Yeah.
And she married her brother.
And that's true. And she has so many
Allegedly,
victim cards. She has so many victim cards to play that the media was having a field day trying to defend her for the longest time. But I always say there is a limit.
Look at the comments.
What?
I don't know about Illhan Omar marrying her brother, but I mean the other cheating scandal, the one that her cheating on her husband with Tim Minette. I don't know whose Minette is.
Well, I'm all for politicians cheating on each other. I like that shit. I like, again.
Oh, so there's another scandal.
Apparently, I like that. I like that she did it, and I will defend. I will defend her because
she should be stoned to death.
Actually, in my country,
where
alcohol is illegal.
I have to do some on-the-spot research.
But yeah, to me, I hate people praising politicians for reaching that point, even though they have these minority things. Because again, it goes back to that Bill Burr bit, in his special. He was like, at some point we'll have the first female president or whatever, and people started cheering. It's like, we don't even know what her platform is. She got the same genitalia. I'm like, this is the main reason why I hate it, because first of all, we assume that because she's a woman and she's Muslim, that both these things are represented through her. That is never the case with a politician.
Hold on, I just want to read to you one of the headlines for this particular scandal that was written. RedState.com has a headline that reads, either Illhan Omar married her brother in 2009 or this is just a major coincidence. How is it a coincidence? How do you accidentally marry your what?
Dude, don't get us started on accidentally marrying your sister.
It's not a thing here, though. That's the thing. It's not normalized here.
That is the concept. Let me teach you something called the milk brother.
All right.
Basic rule: if you breastfeed somebody else's kid for a certain period, for a certain period, they become what is referred to as milk brothers or milk sisters. And what happens there is that you treat them like a regular sibling. They're pretty much, you guys, for all intents and purposes, siblings.
Mm-hmm. And the problem is, there comes 2 problems with this thing. First problem is Kuwait does not issue any certificate for this. It's just people acknowledgement. The second problem is, for some reason, the dumb elderly, they don't tell you, this is your brother or this is your sister. You just have to, roll the dice.
You have to the thing is, if you're not Muslim, that does not really register well to you. Okay, what? But it goes like this. Right? If somebody is your milk brother or whatever, or your milk sister, in our culture, like if you if a lady is wearing a hijab, anybody who is referred to as a mahram does not can view her without a hijab and can take care of her and actually can supervise her and all that stuff if needed, right? Because a lot of actions in Islamic culture require like a guardian, which is what a mahram is. You can think of it as a guardian, right? What happens is a lot of families who know who breastfed who, like you have one sister that has not been breastfed with the same group, so she wears a hijab and she's the only one out of the entire group who wears a hijab. Like 3 sisters don't wear a hijab and 1 sister does, and you're like, yeah, I can check over these 3, but I can't check this one out. And it gets confusing real quickly because there's no certification, there's no system.
And I am against it. I am very much against it. Like back in the day, like 1500 years ago, it was a necessity because it's in the fucking desert. There were no milk inside the breasts, all evaporated. So very few women, like people used to send their children to the woman with the biggest breastfeeding whatever thing, and so that's why at that time this was necessary. But right now every woman has a milk breast, and we have a formula, brother. You feed them like this with the formula, it's fine.
Yeah, we all come from the same cow. We're like
we all come from the same cow.
But yeah, it becomes real confusing real quickly. So you either start a legislation, at least initially, and then start discouraging it slowly, which I support too, or you kind of leave it as it is, which is what Kuwait decided to do. I guess they were afraid of the backlash that comes with it. I don't know what backlash, or maybe they're too lazy. I don't know, but what happened...
because a lot of scandal will happen. Like you will squeeze a lot of people. Oh, this guy is my milk brother and he's not, and he gets some benefits. You know, it's gonna get real murky real quick. Kuwait decided to do hands-off approach, which is the best approach, I think.
Well, it doesn't have to be the Kuwaiti government that does this. I mean, it can be like an individualistic effort. Make a list. Who's linked to who? You know, that should be a very good actually argument for like the religious agencies to like work on, because it is a religious concept. Therefore, it should be covered by religious committees that actually care. And it shouldn't be anything official. They just make a list, ask people, put it on your site, and if somebody wants to get married and they're afraid that whoever they're marrying is also breastfed, both of you are breastfed on the same person, they look it up. It's easy.
Nick Kabir, move on. This is weird.
What?
I agree.
Even as a Kuwaiti, I'm hearing a lot of new stuff.
Yes, weird.
Again, I continue to say
No,
this.
don't move on. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to become more culturally expansive.
No, here's the thing. People don't have the maturity to talk about sex-related topics.
To talk about titties, yes.
Yeah. No, and a guy saying, "Oh, the titties, you grab them." Yes, but if you talk about I don't know, how different breast sizes affect the culture, which is a fascinating topic if you think about it, right?
That's a book idea right there.
Everybody starts hiding like I'm crazy and I'm a pervert or something. No, it is legit. Flat-chested Asians versus big-chested, I don't know, Africans. What difference does it make? Are the people happier? Does big tits equal happiness?
Why did you choose Africans?
And a genius.
What?
Yeah.
You can be a pervert with a point. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, you can. It's fine. It has to be reached. For example,
Dude,
in African
I
culture,
got criticized once. So I got criticized once because we were sitting together. Like it was a somewhat formal gathering. All of the people in the gathering were adults, and we were discussing some kind of topic. And I made an example, which is scientific religious example, and I used women's period as an example.
Right?
And later on, one of the guys approached me and criticized me for it, and I was confused because there were. Why are you criticizing me for making a scientific religious example, which we deal with it every day? It's fucking period. I did not say anything else. I don't know. I did not say like the dicks or whatever.
Well, you know, for all intents and purposes, it's incredible how for a generation that enjoy using science to support their points and worship science or claims to, how offended they get as soon as you bring up some basic biology. That's all it takes. It's like they want to discuss climate change all day long, but as soon as you bring up, well, let's talk about D size versus B size. Okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah, it is, like,
And maybe
example,
don't say it like that, but you know. Just
No, here's the thing. Africa, their women go bare-chested, right? They don't give a shit. So, and then you go to another country where, for example, like in Finland, it is socially acceptable to walk around naked. People will think you're weird, but it's fine. You know, he's walking around naked. Who cares, right? And then you go to another culture where if that happens, like in the US, like, what the fuck? No, illegal. Call the cops. He's a pervert. He wants people to see his genitalia. You know, all that stuff. So how different are these? And is there a point to any of these? Which one is correct or which one is practical? There is data to be studied, but if you bring this argument in, everybody will either be like, move on, this is weird, or they'll be like, dick jokes now, right? Am I right? Am I
right?
You know?
No, you see what happens. Where would start? So many headlines start on Twitter nowadays for some reason.
Use the science as
How
an
many times have you
excuse.
seen a headline? Yeah, how many times have you seen in a headline, like certain scandal happens or certain thing happens, and then Twitter users were upset or many people were outraged, and I'm like, who are these people? Who cares what a couple people on Twitter think?
And
this
it's like
is how
3
you
comments.
give losers power.
No, you know what this reminds me of? You know when a YouTuber comes out, it's like, a lot of people asked for this topic and nobody asked for it.
No one asked for it. Literally no one. So a lot of people wanted to know my gaming setup. No one wants to know
Nobody
you have
cares,
13
yeah.
subs and you're making a 10 subscriber special. Shut the fuck up, please.
Aziz, it's fine, Aziz. Come back up. Come back.
Did I hurt somebody to the core? I'm sorry. And,
Dude, Aziz is reaching 300, all right? He's trying.
300.
He didn't reach 300 yet?
350.
Oh, wow. Oh, good for you,
Dude,
man.
he's-
When did you
he's
pass
well
300?
No, bro, he's fine. I'm talking about the people. I found this channel that had 43 subscribers, and you're not kidding. He said, so I might not be in town when I reach 50 subs, so I wanted to make my 50 subscriber special now. This is cheating, by the way. And he makes a video of his gaming setup. This dude, I'm not joking, you know, props to him. He has like a $7,000 gaming setup, has 3 monitors. He's strapped up, right?
Yep.
The problem is no one watches him.
Yeah, well,
And that's an awful lot of money to invest for this at the moment. I'm assuming he'll grow, just don't cheat, right? Don't be like, I'm going to make a gaming setup video for 50 subs and you're not even at 50 subs yet. That's what personally irritated me.
Dude, the all specials are dumb. 100,000 special, 300,000 special, all dumb. Never do it, never will do it.
No, but I took it personally because those first 50 subs, when you're making a new channel, those are hard subs to get. Those are the real ones that sign up from day one. And for him to treat it like a joke, like I'm gonna reach 50 subscribers soon. Which, spoiler alert, he didn't. He was out of town for a week. He lost 2 subscribers. So, Then he eventually had to delete the sub special because he didn't even reach his goal. What is he gonna do? Make a 40 subscriber sub special? You know, so like, I don't know. Like, these are the people that apply for verification. By the way,
Wait, did you watch a documentary about the guy?
No, it reminds me of a very specific individual. Max D, which is a channel I follow extensively.
do not watch yourself, Trillion.
What?
Watch yourself.
No,
okay?
I appreciate the dedication of that person. He uploads every day to this day, right?
To this day?
Yeah,
on
he
4
still
channels,
uploads.
right?
He still uploads.
He has 4 channels. He stopped
It's
uploading.
4 now?
He always had 4. He stopped uploading in 3, and his second channel, who got the most subscribers, is the one he's stuck to now. And now he makes videos on them. And he has schedules, and he takes breaks. He makes schedule videos with no views. You know, like for the next few weeks, I'm gonna do this game and that game. And 0 views, literally 0 fucking views on the video. I'm the first one to click it, right? And he keeps on doing
He doesn't even watch his own videos to give himself a free view. It's 0.
Doesn't he like his own videos?
No.
Or is he just tired of it already?
No, I think like he hopes to get a break one day. You know, one day people will come if I just keep doing it. And he does. Praise.
I feel him. I feel him.
Dude, Aziz, at least you have like when you make.
No, Aziz, trust me. This man's channel is the embodiment of that saying about insanity. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and expect different results, like, he is the physical embodiment of that, and it is beautiful because that is what you is known for or was known for. And I appreciate that someone is still exercising that humbleness.
Dude, he fucking
If that
streams.
makes any sense.
He streams with no views.
No way. I must find this 4th channel.
At least you have like 4 slaves that watch and comment and like on every video. Yeah.
Tell two of them are in the comments right now.
Hey guys. Hey, you're doing God's work. Keep it up.
Max D. I remember him actually back in the day.
Maximum
Wait, let me
Destruction. That's his fucking name. You gotta love that.
Is that the name of the channel?
I think I saw it like in his old intro. It used to be that Maximum Destruction.
KO.
How'd you kill yourself with a channel name? We'll take a moment, guys. We'll take a break before we move on. Oh, it's getting too hot in here. Oh, God damn it.
Oh god.
Yes.
You know, Aziz, I have to
Doing this
mention,
now.
these lights
Yeah.
generate way more heat than I thought. Like, I
No,
was
they
freezing
do.
before I opened them.
Yeah, they do.
Back to my pajamas. Yes.
His name is
Max Destruction.
Louis, it's still early to die, please. Oh, he's gone. He's going. He's going. I'm surprised nobody knew this. Everybody here viewed the channel. You never saw the Maximum Destruction tag? Dude, he paid somebody to make him an intro. Keep that in mind.
dude. That is one of the funniest things I've heard in my life. Oh my god. My lungs hurt.
It's fine. It's fine. Praise him. Praise him. He's one of the good ones. He's the reason YouTube is suffering, you know? Uploading every day, an hour video, 2-hour video, 30-minute video, no views, no nothing. YouTube has to keep it because, you know, that's the idea it was built upon. You know, it's like the United States. They want to conquer the whole world, but they were built upon ideas of liberty. So it's like, oh shit, like, we want to take the Philippines, but liberty, but the Philippines, you know, that's Max D, all right? Versus YouTube. That's what's happening. Max Day is the Philippines for YouTube. There we go.
Okay, quick question. Are the videos actually edited? Like, does he actually edit the videos?
Very mildly, but he does edit them, yes. If they're like, you know, Call of Duty video, which he still does, I think. You know, I think he stopped the Call of Duty ones. I think he moved on to the next trend. Like, he's streaming, like, I think Apex or Minecraft.
Fortnite, probably.
Bro, the next trend is Call of Duty right now for this weekend.
Modern Warfare,
The new beta's out, and it is trash.
It's
Yeah,
trash.
Of course it's trash. It's Call of Duty. It's like, you know, an
No,
old
but
man.
look, you expect Call of Duty is always below average. And everybody expects that. It's the same game every year. This time it's like they try to do something different and everybody noticed, and it's terrible.
Yeah, because...
So that's the game of the hour. If he wants to get views, he should hate on that right now.
No, okay.
Also,
that's
these
one
are on
thing-
backwards.
That's the one thing I'll praise the Japanese for, okay? When they make their games and they're old, like Fire Emblem or, I don't know, Mario and all that stuff, they are able to keep what's good about the old and add it with the new technology and the new things. You know, like Odyssey had the motion control, the 3D mechanics. It was a very fun game for the people who like platforming, right? You look at the Westerners and they're like shooting in the dark and hoping something hits. And then they look at the indies and they're like, what are they doing? Oh, battle royales. Okay, that's the big thing. Let's just add it. Let's just add the battle royale mode. Maybe people will like it. That's not how this works.
Yeah, but the Japanese are weird. Like you get like these amazing games. Like, for example, Mario Odyssey and all these Monster Hunter. They look amazing. They're great. But then you look at the games like Jump Force. What the hell is that? It's dated. It looks like shit. Japanese are weird. Like they either go.
I'm mainly talking about there are Japanese companies that know what they're doing. Look at the American companies. How many know what they're doing?
Like two or three.
I'm gonna make a bold statement and say 0. None. They just randomly do stuff and hope for the best.
Bold.
Aziz, go behind the green screen, please, for a few seconds. Thank you.
I'm still trying to recover from the laugh attack I had, man. Oh
Yeah.
my god. Oh my
From the
lord.
max destruction that just happened.
Don't do it again. Don't do it again.
No. Let's move on to something more serious and
The
more.
worst. No, hold on, Trillian. Because the worst part is you introduced me to that channel and you never told me that it was short for that.
I didn't know. I randomly clicked a video and saw an intro, which clearly was paid for. So I'm like, what? You know, maximum destruction. I'm like, come on, man, come on. You know, what year is it? But no, let's move on to a more serious topic. Okay, this is important. This is serious. Okay, Justin Trudeau and blackface. All right, this is serious. Okay, he dressed up as
No,
black.
it's not. It's hilarious. I saw it coming. I called it.
It's beautiful. He dressed up as blackface like 18 years ago. The left dug it out because they're dumbasses, right? And you know, you see, imagine Justin Trudeau with a blackface and an afro. It's fucking hilarious, right? And everybody's angry, and I'm like, why?
Dude, maybe he's black from the inside. That's why you don't understand. You don't understand him. You don't feel. Maybe he's a Negro from the inside.
Maybe.
No, the
know.
thing with Justin Trudeau has like this weird. When he was growing up, he has like this weird fetish with dressing up as different cultures. I don't know. Like I understand if you like cultures, but why did he have to dress up? Like he dressed up like in Indian attire. He dressed up in like a kimono. He dressed up probably with a sombrero somewhere. He had blackface. It's
No. Here's my theory.
He likes dressing up as different cultures, and it's like that guy that takes things too far. Like, it's okay, you like Mexican food, but you know, you don't have to dress up as a mariachi to go to the Mexican restaurant. Oh, but I love the culture so much. You're pushing it, is what you're doing. It's not racist. It's just stupid.
No.
I don't want to be seen with it.
Here's my theory, right? You know how like Canada is like, you know, like the bastard child of Britain, right? Britain liked to invade cultures and take their culture away. Maybe that's Justin Trudeau's way of being more British. He's trying to appropriate cultures and, you know, like in his own pedestrian way because he's Canadian in the end.
I'm not a big believer of the whole
I'm not either.
appropriation of culture. I know, but it like, because I think that part has been taken too far, and obviously it's the left at the helm of that. But I think it's hilarious when somebody who, because you already know that Justin Trudeau, if this were to happen to anyone else, he would be the first on. You know, his Twitter team would tweet about it. He'd make a public statement. You know, like, that is not the right thing to do. You're being very offensive. And in my eyes, this is the biggest example of karma we've had all year. This is beautiful. Mwah. And I called it. I called it because I'm like, they're gonna find something. This man is not perfect. Obviously, he wasn't perfect before. Have you seen his socks?
No. Here's the funny part.
I called it.
Here's my thing. You know what this reminds me of?
Like,
it reminds me of Ted Cruz when his Twitter account liked a porn channel or a Pornhub post.
Oh yeah.
And then like the entire world laughed their asses out. And then in an interview, Ted Cruz like, yeah, one of the staff members fucked up. We dealt with it. And I'm like, did you shoot him?
My
Wait,
question
what?
would have been, are you
Wait, what
sure it was a staff member? Like,
wait,
sure
what
about
happened?
that?
Ted Cruz.
Basically, like his Twitter account liked a Pornhub post. And Ted Cruz is a conservative and he's anti-porn, right? So people like loved it. People loved it so much. And then Ted Cruz...
I remember it now.
Yep, it was beautiful. And of course, my secret hope is that Ted Cruz watches porn and that he did it and then he blamed it on a staff member, you know? It's like, my Twitter got hacked. I did not say all the things I said yesterday because I took too many drinks. You know, I love that. And now Justin Trudeau, it's Justin Trudeau's turn. But it's not just one picture. It's 3. So he dressed like blackface on 3 separate occasions. He loved being black, apparently. You know, like,
Yeah,
you know.
they have the swag that he wants.
Probably,
More so
yeah.
than any other culture.
No, here's the thing. He's Canadian. He doesn't like... What culture do the Canadians have? Hockey and maple syrup? Of course he wants to blackface.
They have mooses too, or meese.
They have mooses. They have people being nice to each other, and they have ice shoveling like 365 days of the year. You know, like very important.
And they have.
Can we talk about how pathetic it is that one of the calling cards of your culture, of your country, that you're best known for is being too nice? That seems rather like that's okay. That's swell, but that's kind of pathetic. That like when people are thinking of Canada, it's like they run out of things, so they're like, they're really nice.
It's very cold out there.
It's exactly right. Drake is from there, and
Justin Bieber's
after that, I
Canadian.
got nothing.
You know, funny enough, it's amazing how like, and this was like a video, like an idea was said randomly in a video, and it caught my head. Have you noticed that it's very hard for a person in Canada, especially, but in general, to be a celebrity in their own country, minus the U.S. Like everybody can be a celebrity outside their country, and people like that, you know. Yeah, you know, like what's his name? Justin Bieber is a celebrity in America, not in Canada, or at least not as much. And everybody in Canada is like, he's not from here, you know, just hide. And you know, you go from somebody from Mexico, he's popular in the U.S., but nobody cares about it in Mexico. You got people from like the Middle East who show up and like, you know, decide to reveal the bad things of the culture in a random Facebook post, and you know, they get popular outside, but not in their own culture, right? And it's like, what's up with that? Why do people get popular outside their own culture? It's a weird thing.
I think you mentioned this actually in a previous stream where you said that one of the benefits of learning English is that that's where the information. right? And America is like that for the entertainment industry and all of those mediums. If you want to make it for sure, you come here. There's a saying here in the States: if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. Well, truthfully, that can be a lot of places. That can be California, that could be LA, that could be Texas, Florida, right? If you make it celebrity wise, entertainment wise in the States, you will have your name out there. And we appreciate the celebrities that come from elsewhere here more than their own cultures. And it's a dynamic that I think the American culture, because we're always looking for the next new thing, and considering America is such a melting pot, we're always looking to be diverse in that regard. So sometimes it's forced. No. I do think it's funny when Canadians are like, like they want to be popular and they want to be a part of the entertainment, and then whoever comes from there in particular is like, I'm gonna spend more time over here.
This is actually interesting because I want to mention what happened to Peterson. Peterson, like somebody made a documentary on how he rose to prominence, and they wanted to put it in theaters, and then
I know it.
Yeah, and then people like in Canada got outraged and canceled it, and the first thing that came to my mind, like, why, like, and again, if you put like a documentary on somebody from 10 years ago, I don't know, let's not go 10 years ago. Let's go say like, celebrities, Michael Jackson, what's his name, Will Smith, like people who are already popular and are part of the entertainment industry. I don't know, like what's his name, Peter Dinklage, the dwarf who became a great actor or whatever. And you put these guys on and nobody will care. But you put Peterson on in a theater and suddenly he can't even be viewed, which is weird. And the people who covered this, cited cancel culture. It's the fault of cancel culture, which is fine, and we can't blame these fuckheads with this issue. But what confuses me is like, the West was supposed to be like the haven where people present their shit, even if it's bad. Here is where the censorship is. What the fuck happened?
I still don't get why did they exactly cancel it. What's the reason?
Well, easy. They don't like Peterson. He spoke up
That's
against
it?
them. They think he's a tool of like the radical right. He's a supporter of traditional gender roles. A lot of things that the feminists hate. And he to them he looks like he's speaking out to a male audience that's been oppressed by the Me Too movements, by the feminist movements, by all these people. Like a lot of Americans are being covered by white guilt. Their sexuality is directly being attacked. The ask for consent thing, and we get drunk at a party and we decide to have fun, and next thing you know, I'm being sued for rape. All that stuff is really affecting males in the West, and Peterson is like a safe haven, where like he really spoke up to the male audience by basically telling them, take charge of your own life and be responsible, and they didn't like that at all. Because to me, in my head at least, the actual feminist movement, like forget the people who try to like make the feminism sound like a cool thing that everybody must do. Like everybody's a feminist if you think about it. Like I'll ignore these people. I'm talking about the actual people who want the power, right? And I think what they want is to oppress males the same way they feel they've been oppressed, right? And those people really despise Peterson, and sadly those people have created a generation of college students and media students and all of that. And so what they're doing is they're trying to attack everything that would help people stand up again into a more balanced gender equation and a more sophisticated method of living their life. And Peterson is like the beacon of that at the moment, right? And they don't want him. He ruins stuff. He makes people think reasonably. He's the guy who's been quoted saying, "There's nothing more powerful than articulated speech," right? And he builds upon that. He tries to articulate his points as well as possible, and to speak out to as much of the audience as he wants, right? But people don't like that. People don't want that. People want simple, idiotic ideas that are easy to digest, and they want somebody to blame. And what better than males, who apparently are spread throughout history because they chose to oppress women. It was their agenda, their team. Like they sit in rooms, you know, behind bars and like, how do we oppress women further? You know.
Come to the Middle East, where women are always oppressed under our guardianship. Come to me.
Dude, this is why I like my mom's generation, right? My mom legit admits fully, it's like, it's wonderful living under the sovereignty of another individual because I can do whatever the fuck I want and he has to deal with it. I like that. I want that. So I'm doing it. Right? I keep him afloat and he keeps me taken care of. She loves it.
Yeah, dude, if you really think about it, like, in the Middle East, I want to be a woman. Like, it's fucking simple. Like, you may clean if you don't have a maid to do it for you.
Yeah.
And you pretend to be stay-at-home wife, and yeah,
and do nothing.
That's it. And do nothing. You can stream for all you want.
You can become a boob streamer.
Yeah.
Make even more money than your husband on the side.
Probably, yeah.
Yes.
It's hilarious because, to me, whenever I do something or get somewhere in life or learn something, everybody comes to me and is like, "How did you do that?" And I'm like, it's usually turns out to be the same answer. I use whatever tools I had to get the thing I want. I don't think women do that. Like feminists, like they're like, no, we don't want to use our tools to get what we want. Look at Aziz here. You see his mic is better than mine. You see the screen, keep the green screen. That's not fair, you know. And they want to, you know, if only I had his stuff, right?
Yes.
Forgetting all the struggle Aziz went through to get the green screen, to do the research, to get the gaming chair at the cheap price, to get the right headphones. Right, all of that stuff. They ignored all of that, and they're like, "I just want it." And I'm like, "How about you use what you have? You're female. You have your tools. Use them." I'm not saying like don't do stuff. Just use what you have, for goodness sake. You may have way more things than us. You'd be surprised.
It's funny how tools rhymes with boobs.
Yeah, Trillian, we all know what you're trying to say here. You have a lot of tools. You have a lot of tools.
You have tools. Use your tools.
What the hell, guys? This is sexist, okay? I feel offended. All right.
Offended. Dude, look. Dude, Twitch is taking down everybody.
What the fuck, Twitch? Come on.
Twitch is taking down everybody. Twitch, still to this day, they don't punish booby streamers as much as other streamers. But the most beautiful one, for me, it was something else. A booby streamer get banned for 3 days for accidentally showing her vagina.
Accidentally. How do
guys, hold on. I need to stretch.
No. Did she do the typical "I forgot my stream was off"?
No. Basically, she was doing the, chatting stream. She were like rolling off with her cat on stream, doing some weird shit, and she was wearing a very, very generous skirt, and and apparently no underpants. So yeah, she accidentally revealed her vagina. So yeah.
3 days.
3 days.
Meanwhile,
That's
Dude,
the only
meanwhile-
Yeah.
Meanwhile, one of my favorite streamers, Deller, got banned for a month and is not gonna get his sub button back for like another week or so because he told somebody to go make him a sandwich, even though he says worse things to males.
Yeah.
You know,
Dude, Twitch is so disgustingly apologetic for women. Dude, women streamers, like, they don't only show their boobs. It's like porn. It's literal cam girls and whatnot on a crack. And nobody, just because no male like sane enough gonna report them because he's enjoying the scene. And
no.
even though if they get reported, they get a slap on the wrist, like 3 days. 3 days is nothing.
You actually get reported. Twitch does
Yeah,
just
my
doesn't
ass
do it.
gets reported. Yes.
No, seriously.
Do you know what I think should be illegal? And
Yes.
on streaming?
Hmm.
Oh my God! You just gave me $10,000. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That should be banned because somewhere, in the obscure parts of the internet, the guy who made the donation just became king of the universe. And he's gonna keep doing it, and other people see that as like, I want her to cry for me too, and they start doing it. This is cheating. This is steroids.
I saw a meme. I saw a meme video. Somebody's crashing his desk, and it says, "When you're not the top donator anymore."
It's ridiculous, and we have to protect our poor, stupid, penis thinking individuals.
Dude, the thing is, you can do the same thing for cam girl, but for booby streamers, there's competition and people thrive on it for some reason. It's weird,
of course.
human. It's like you have cam girl, you pay her $10 fucking dollars, she does everything for you. You have porn, for God's sake. Go
But
watch
she doesn't play video games. She's not a gamer, girl.
I don't understand. I really,
And that's the
really
thing.
don't understand.
It's so simple to tell the distinction too, because there are gamer girls that I watch on Twitch, right? And they actually play the game. And it's amazing how they don't get as many views as the boob streamers. Because the boob streamers are never playing video games. They do everything but play video games.
Playing the video game.
Right. Have you seen those streamers that like eat lunch on stream?
Oh yeah. What's with those? They're always Chinese for some reason, right? They eat noodles every time. I don't know why.
Yes.
I don't get it. I don't get it, seriously.
Dude, and they position the camera right perfectly like this on the desk.
This is how they position the camera. This is how they position the camera. Like this. I swear.
This is what I'm eating. And then they like lean in. And they
like this.
It's see, if I make an analysis video on this and trying to analyze the psychology behind it and all that, I'll be called a sexist. But
yeah, right. Without even trying to be malicious or anything.
Yeah,
like you clearly for research purposes, you will be banned.
Yeah. What are you doing analyzing you females? They're not objects. They're human beings.
Yeah, they're not objects. Meanwhile, somebody dresses as one streamer got banned because she was dressed as a Chun-Li. And if you think about it, Chun-Li's dress, it's not revealing from the top. And I got confused. Why somebody get banned for dressing as Chun-Li? And then they show the clip.
What's the clip?
And it was Chun-Li.
No. Basically, 100% focus on the crotch. And
well, how is that even possible? She's a streamer, right?
Yes, and the thighs are all showing, and some weird some weird movement, and it's weird. It's weird.
It's a science.
It's science. Like if you dress as the Chun-Li, it's fine. But if you focus the camera down there on your whole leg and thighs, and people get really crazy, and I don't know.
No, this is next level. They play a game and they focus like the camera is on their crotch. How do you even do that? I think she shows their face at the same time, right?
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
Let me teach you something called
You
choice of
need a
frame.
degree in technology.
No, it's choice of frames. It's been the highlight of cinematography for like I don't know, 100 years now. Is how to choose the frame that shows everything you wanted to show. She took a class probably, or had a professional set this up for her. Because we know, them gals probably have like somebody taking care of the tech for them. Not that girls can't be that, but they have to focus on more intricate details.
Yes. Like dressing as Chun-Li.
No, it's beautiful to me because, like, I understand. It's pathetic on the male part, okay? But I understand. Why would you go out and actually pursue females when you're socially awkward, antisocial, and all of that, when you can just use the money you make from whatever job you do to support this wonderful creator that you probably have such a big crush on, right? Like, why would you actually go out and pursue anybody? Just be on the stream, be the top donator, and be like, yeah, I'm your shit.
Yeah,
I'm your shit.
I'm the man.
I'm the alpha among betas, right? That's
Yep.
the way they feel. They're the top beta in the group.
I'm the beta plus.
You know what's hilarious though is there is this complex. I agree with you, Trillion, that there has become a complex, and it's grown that a lot of men are choosing to support women that and you'll notice none of these boob streamers ever have boyfriends. They're not allowed to, right? Because as soon as they get a boyfriend, they lose all the viewers.
Everybody will get jealous.
Exactly, and so that's why like they get jealous whenever they stream with males.
Yeah, like, oh fuck, he's with her now.
Yeah, and the really good ones, the ones that have experience, know that they can't fall into that trap, so they either don't stream for too long with the males or they don't stream at all. But I do have a suggestion. We've heard of mouse cams and keyboard cams. I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time before we get a crotch cam. It's coming.
We're getting already. How do you get banned as Chun-Li? Just think about it.
What about male crotch cams?
You know what's
that
hilarious?
didn't happen yet.
You know, it's hilarious. I think there are streaming services that allow, like, the not safe for work streams.
No.
Right.
There's.
Yeah, like there are places where you can go to do.
You have to pay to enter that though.
Whatever, right? Like you can play a video game while dressed up in as weirdly an outfit as you want, and people will come and watch it. But for some reason, because it's Twitch, the big place, people gravitate towards these teases all around. And to me, I'm like,
food for thought. Do you think right now, like, the actual cam girls will have a competition, so they have to play that video game?
At some point?
Yes.
I hope so.
Camsex.com playing Apex Legends.
I have a suggestion. TwitchCon is coming up, right? They should make a Twitch Rivals of that. Right? One of those Twitch Rivals competitions that they like to throw on. Put all the boob streams, have them actually play a game. Right? Have them play in sweater vests or something, so there's no distractions, and then it gets turned off and everybody can see how trash they are at the game.
Just get them a burger and that's it. Burger. That's it.
No.
Have them wear Gap hoodies.
No. Here's the thing. I don't know what I dislike more. The gamer girls who are clearly not gamer girls, right? Or the girls who play video games and all they like to complain about to their also thirsty audience is like, ugh, everybody just does stuff and plays with me because I'm a girl. I wish I wasn't like as the boobs are showing. I wish like people would not like want to play with me because I'm a girl, but because I'm good at the game, you know? Because
No,
I'm
this is
good
the
at
big
Don't
the
forget
game.
the comments.
I found an even more popular one. It's the hair, right? They do the hair move. Like, I wish.
Guys, don't forget the
people would play
comments.
with me because of my skill. Because people are used to the boobs now. Like, it still turns people on, but it's like, all right, if you see the boobs, you're trying too hard. Now, I wish, and then insert whatever you wish there as your, right? Because the hair, that's a big thing.
Don't forget
Like
the
a
comments, because the
top
comments.
donator, like,
You melt.
Well, you'll see in
Talk
the
to me.
comments like people saying, "I like you because of your skill, not because you're a girl. Keep on going. Don't
on
listen
going.
to the people."
So many.
Donate.
You want to see what a pack of virgins looks like? Go to any girl streamer chat on Twitch. Guaranteed 98% betas there. You know, there's the occasional like guy that's like, oh, what's this about, right? And then he actually watches and he's like, okay, not for me. Or the girls that are just watching. But even the girls add on to this problem because it's like the girls see this and they're like, oh, I can do this too.
Yep.
And before you know it,
It's free money.
and then they keep supporting it.
Dude,
Wait,
you go, girl.
girls watch the stream?
My heart goes for the true like woman stream. Not because of the booby competition, because of the audience. Like sometimes like normal women, no boobies showing, no vagina by mistake. And they play the game. Sometimes they're good at it, sometimes they're just, you know, they're like me just for the sake of personality and whatsoever. But the audience is still thirsty.
Yes.
It saddens me. Like one of the Paladin streamers, she called Dinah or something. I went on her stream because like there is only like 3 people streaming Paladin, and I saw the comments. Like they're like on the line of appropriate, you know. It's like
Almost. Like, you know,
Almost.
it's still not. They want to get weird, but they still don't know.
yeah, the guy who was like top sub played with her like on Discord, and I was watching the stream, and she's from Latvia, I think, yeah, Latvia, and he started talking in Latvian. He learned fucking Latvian.
Oi.
Oh,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
did he actually learn Latvian?
Holy fuck.
And she was like laughing. Oh wow, you know Latvian and whatnot. Like, it's flattering, I know, but like if I'm in his shoes, like,
Gee, yeah, it's like.
Come on,
It
man.
hurts seeing. It really hurts as a guy seeing another guy do that, mainly because. Gee.
She's clearly not that type of streamer. I did not watch, like, I watched maybe 2 streams or 3, and she does not look like the type. But
Dude,
I don't know.
even the ones that are not part of the boob streamer thing, that can be a turn on for some guys.
A bigger challenge.
Yeah, it's not just a bigger challenge. It's more like she's legit, and that I find that attractive. And again, the culture is not mature enough to have this conversation, but there will always be a point of attraction and sexual tension between a male and a female, even if they're friends sitting together. This will always be the case. And if we approach it playfully and maturely, nothing will happen and nobody will be awkward. But we're not at that stage. And what it turns to is these Twitch people, you know. And I bet like whenever you go to like some good-looking male, some attractive male playing, that they have their own female audience. But the female audience usually is not they're stealthy. They watch, they comment, and they don't tell you they're girls. They just they're
They're careful.
Hold on, they're there. And
private messaging.
They're there, and I'll tell you where, because somebody in the comments just brought it up. Lulu Lovely, who I have watched on Apex, she's an Apex streamer, one of the only ones I respect, by the way, one of the only ones that has reached Apex Predator, so she's dedicated time to it clearly to get that rank. But it's gotten to the point where if you look at her chat, she probably has the most females that watch her stream. But there's another streamer called Tanner, and she loves to play with him. And part of the reason she loves to play with him is because her audience loves her to play with him. Well, Tanner's a good-looking guy. I can't lie. He's a good-looking guy. She's a good-looking girl.
Shipping
And exactly, they ship them, and that becomes a whole point of discussion. And she tries to shut it down. She tries to get the mods to shut it down because it's never been about that. But it so is. It so is for the audience. You cannot always control what the audience thinks. And Twitch tried to do that, and they're all learning the hard way. It doesn't matter if you have 22 mods. They cannot control the thirst.
Here's the funny part. They shouldn't have shut it down. Let me tell you why. Okay? So, I play a game called Europa Universalis 4, okay? They have a bunch of good
Yeah, no one
out there.
cares.
Listen to me.
with Musa.
There's a point to
Such
this.
a boring game. It's such a boring game.
There is a point to this.
It up.
There's a point to this, all right? There's a bunch of streamers, okay? They show up for a big LAN party, and they came back. One of the results is that two YouTube streamers or Twitch streamers who post on YouTube as well developed a very strong friendship because they allied each other during that LAN party, right? And it was a Twitch streamer called Flurry Worry and a Twitch streamer called Arumba, okay? Those two even did 1v1s, and they developed a friendship, and people started shipping them, okay, as a joke. And you know what both of them did? They embraced it fully. They even decided who gets to be top and who gets to be bottom, and it became this big thing. And then they made a YouTube series with each other, and they're like, no, I'm the top, you have to listen to me, and they just fully embraced it, and it's fully casual, right? Nobody gives a shit. They just did it. Everybody laughed. Both of them are married. One is divorced now. Or I think one has a girlfriend. The other is divorced with 2 kids. Nobody gives a shit. It's openly gay meme just floating in the air. Nobody cared. People loved it.
That's exactly the point. There were 2 men. The problem with Lulu or whatever her name is she's a woman. She doesn't want to be known for this. She does not want to embrace it because I'm good at the game. I'm Apex Predator Dab, whatever the thing is. And she wants to be known as this. For women, yeah.
I did it and Trillian missed it. Fuck, dude.
And it's also lagged a bit.
Yeah, do it again. It's lagged for me. I know what you're doing.
No. It'll come. The time will come again.
Fine.
So that, males embraced it. They love it. It's hilarious. But females a touchy subject.
No, here's the thing. Because she rejected it, it became a big thing. The idea of them, because she panicked and made it a big deal and made all the modders do it, that encourages the audience. They're like, this is gonna be fun.
If she just ignored it, nothing would have happened.
No, if she acknowledged it for 0.3 seconds, it became this passing meme, and then after it got old, they'd be, guys, can we stop this meme? The way PewDiePie did it. With
PewDiePie did it,
right?
Great. Stopped.
And it would have disappeared. But because she chose to make it an issue, it became an issue. It wasn't. It was just a casual thing they threw off. And that's the thing with females. They take stuff like this serious. They panic. Oh, they're associating me with the other guy for sex. Fuck,
Well, also, I feel bad for Lulu in general. Like I said, she's the only female streamer for that particular game that I watch. And I feel for her because you have to know a little bit of her backstory. She's trying to move ever since she got fired from her job. And then she's trying to become a full-time streamer, but now she's trying to move out of her parents' house. And she has a goal set up where donations come in and then she can reach the goal to move. And the thing is that she knows that she has to teeter the line of what can I do for donations. It's not enough as a female just to be good at the game. And what's unfortunate is that I'm pretty sure that she had to give up a lot just to be able to keep her equipment and buy all the stuff that she needs for streaming. So if I remember the story correctly, she didn't have AC, and she lives in Texas, and it's the middle of the summer. And so occasionally she'll get up to like go to the bathroom, and right, it's hot, and she's wearing a hoodie, but she's wearing like short shorts, the type that normal girls wear when it's hot. She can't even get up to go to the bathroom because people will see the short shorts and the thirst starts there. It's like, oh, I see legs. And I'm like, dude, there's so many other sites. Why are you on Twitch? Or is it just one of those booty calls immediately? Like you're just sitting there, all right, that's game. Ooh.
No, it's the tease. It's the tease always. So, there's a reason people watch the Twitch streamers or the Boob streamers where porn is available. Porn is easy, but when you get teased, you want to see more, and so you want to keep watching because you never know when a nip slip will happen, and that concept excites you. And if it happens live, it's like I was there when it happened.
Like both of you talking like top donators.
No, because I had to analyze. This is because it's what's ridiculous to me. I had to think like, what would push me towards that route, and what would motivate me to keep watching? Because if I click on anything, extremes to me are extremely boring unless there's a conversation happening. I like conversation podcasts. I don't like watching people play a game and do something unless the game is really engaging and they're talking about other stuff. I like people who play a game. They're like, okay, so the current democratic debate, the representatives, they're shit. I like that. So when I see somebody just play the game, it's like, oh, I just died. Go to sleep immediately. So I had to really work my head to discover what makes people keep watching. Like, it's okay that you lost. It's okay.
Dude, what you gotta do though is you have to watch the rage stream. Those are the ones that entertain you. There's an audience for that as well. The ones that they see the rage coming up, and the audience is like, oh, I have to stick around. I can't go watch something else. Like he keeps dying.
Oh,
I see the rage coming. I want to be there when it happens. That's Lyndon FPS and Deller in a nutshell. Two of my favorite streamers. That's part of the reason why. They're really good at the game.
It's happening now in all Fortnite streams because of the new Fortnite patch. They have the mech, which requires 0 skill to play, and you can number 1 royale every game if you have a and you see the rage. It's beautiful. Like people will bang on their keyboards and their monitors. Fuck Fortnite! And he keeps playing because of the views.
And they're all like
People
this.
legitimately hate the game, but they cannot escape it because of all of the 10-year-olds they're watching.
Well, that, and I've also heard there was a streamer I was watching, and he was playing Fortnite, and he goes, I was watching a rage compilation, and he's like, fuck, I hate this game so much. And he clicks for the next game, but I can't stop playing it. And then he spits in the camera, fuck you, Epic Games, for addicting me to this game. Like he actually cannot stop playing, and he's so upset. It does that to some people, and to me that's beautiful. That's part of the streamer experience, because as I've always said, in order to be a streamer, you have to be either extremely good at the game or you have to have a good personality.
Yeah, either or.
And somewhere in the middle
movies.
also works. Yeah, there we go.
Personality.
Personality.
My bad.
If you have a mix of the two, that's claimed to be the sweet spot. But I've noticed the successful ones are the ones that either have one or the other, right? Like they're on far one side or far on the other.
Guys, I want to say before moving on, I want to say something. There's this certain rage streamer called Low Tier. You might know this, guys. You don't? Okay. He plays Street Fighter. He has all kinds of rage compilations on YouTube. He breaks keyboards. Not keyboards. He breaks tables, controllers. All that is fine. But you know what the funny thing is? He still streams to this day. But when he enters a Street Fighter match, he actually turns off the webcam and the microphone. You have to pay to turn it on. Donate. I swear, I'm not joking.
That's genius.
I know.
Amazing. Holy fuck.
I know. It's free. It's cheap. 200 IQ play right there.
I mean, I'd pay.
I would pay. I would pay this guy instead of booby streamers.
Bro, I would pay for T-Hump to turn on his webcam and mic when he's playing Fortnite or Apex or something. Or I think his latest game that he started getting raged at was I can't remember, but he was oh my god, like it's you hear the mic, but you want to see what he's doing. Like you hear the slams and you're like, I have to get this on camera, and he's decided for his health, he claims it's for his health, that he turns off the camera.
I mean, it makes sense. I'm sorry that he reached that stage. But it makes sense. I get that.
He's the one shot guy too, right? One shot, what? And then he talks shit to his teammates, and you wanna see all of that. You hear it, but you wanna see all of it.
Well, you don't.
It's beautiful.
He probably gets seizures or something. So if video comes,
No, but he
can never get a job after.
Maybe, but he could, like, that 200 IQ play, he could do that. That is what we call a big brain.
Big brain move.
Pro gamer move, huh?
A pro gamer move.
Another story about this guy. There was some beef between him and some other transgender player on Street Fighter. Okay? They actually met. Like, there was like a big event. They're gonna fight together.
Yeah, they're gonna do boxing. Please,
they were in a boxing ring. They were in a boxing ring, playing on the goddamn screen. So,
no, I want an amateur boxing match. Another event. You know that YouTube thing where everybody fought each other?
There will be, but they're going pro. But let me continue this just a bit.
Sure.
So he got in the boxing ring, got wrecked by the transgender, and you know what the guy did? What the girl did? She lifted him. He's black. She lifted him in front of all the people.
Transgender.
He's a black type nigga, dude. So yeah.
Wait, okay, my head. Hold on.
There's a video of this. I need to look for it.
Hold on, I need to process. 1 second. What?
Wait.
Oh, God.
Oh dear.
I can't picture it. I can't picture it.
Oh, I can. I've seen it happen. I've seen a transgender person lift something that they shouldn't.
Say I'm pretty.
Right? It's ma'am.
It's ma'am.
Ma'am.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Well, I
want
need
your
to find
manager,
this.
dude. Like Blueprint 101, how to become an internet. What that person did. What he or she, however it identifies that person, when they walked into GameStop, that is the textbook method how you become a meme. It's like the camera angle, the things that were said, beautiful. Like, and it became a meme overnight. I was like, this is the blueprint right here. It's almost too good to be true. Like, it might have been staged. That's how good it was. Ma'am, call me. People were making shirts. It was the meme at the start of so many people's videos.
We still quote that video to this day. It's legend.
or the Ben Shapiro one where the transgender turns over and like threatens him. Like, if you don't stop that, you're gonna leave here in a body bag or in a hospital.
I remember that.
Or
Yeah.
in an ambulance. An ambulance is what. And Ben is like, Ben, like, I believe that's a threat. It's like, Ben, you don't have the street smarts right now to deal with this. This is a person who used to be a male. Now he's a female, and she's threatening you. You're not going to solve this by, this is a threat against me and my well-being. I must... Facts don't care about your feelings. No,
Initiating
you're right.
response.exe.
All right, guys, I got the video. Want to watch it?
Sure, share it on screen. Share screen. Let's take a look. See.
How do I? Yeah. Okay, can you guys see anything?
Yeah, click it.
Yeah.
Make it full screen.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at him.
She lifted him.
Or he, I don't know.
To be honest, he looks fine. So maybe she's in. You don't know.
Well,
Maybe they did some things behind the scenes. You never know.
I mean,
Yeah, he got the biceps going on, gamer biceps.
It is funny though. Like the traditional, the guy is supposed to lift the woman when he's
Yeah.
excited or when he's happy when they're hugging, and instead, give me a hug.
and the funny thing is, he lost horribly. She was toying with him the entire match.
So he just had to take it like, okay, I lost and I'm gonna be lifted in front of all these people.
Yeah,
I can see what's going on into like its head, right? You're the woman now.
and you see the height difference.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, I love this. I love this. Okay, let's move on. There is one topic we need to cover. Area 51. So, I don't know how many of you looked up like the live footage. I watched about an hour of one of the.
I
live
watched
stuff.
some.
Yeah, and
It was on the news. I was impressed with how seriously they treat this.
first of all, I have to mention the fact that as somebody was covering it, somebody Naruto on the back. Thank you.
Not that video.
Thank you. Thank you. You are a national treasure. You have made,
History.
It's reached this point now. Start of society, development, modernization, colonization, human rights. They don't matter. It was all somebody Naruto runs behind somebody in a super secret government experimentation zone. That's all I needed in life. And now it's there. And I don't know if I can top this high. I don't know.
I can, bro. I sent you the picture earlier of there was the U.S. military
base, yeah.
that was giving a PowerPoint presentation on the potential raid that was coming, and they had term and terminology of what was going to be said by the people. And on the PowerPoint, they had the term Naruto run, and they had to explain to a bunch of soldiers what doing this was. And how hundreds of people at a time were going to be chasing them down doing that.
Oh god.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. This whole Naruto run thing, it was so good. And I looked up footage of the area raid. A million did not show up, sadly. But a good amount did. And they sat and they passed on buttons and celebrations and they did a few events. And some of them snuck in, right? They snuck in the warning zones and all that and messed around there. And they're like, ugh, we didn't find aliens. That sucks. It's like we were too excited. Where are the aliens? God damn it.
Yeah, no shots were fired, thankfully. No killed, which I know Twitter was they were devastated about. Like nothing, no one got killed at the Area 51 raid. All these people that signed up. Like we're
probably
going.
had like 5 articles
true
already.
legend.
Somebody died.
The true legend was the guy who was holding the North Korean flag.
Just a bunch of trolls. I loved it. I want more of this. I want people raiding military bases everywhere.
Dude, there were people like with furry outfits. There were people with did you see the guy with the Pikachu cosplay outfit? He showed up with like a giant Pikachu onesie. There was
I
the
did not
guy.
watch this.
I didn't even see that.
There were
was
people
too
with
many
anime
streams.
masks and
Beautiful. It was great. My only problem was what's so dark when I clicked the stream. Like everything was already dark. I couldn't see much besides car lights and them sitting down having conversations.
well, it could have been the one that you saw in the morning because they started this the day before, right? And they were gonna have a concert. They were gonna have like a mini festival.
Yeah.
And people came and they performed. They performed music in the middle of the desert. to a bunch of people
A bunch of aliens.
wearing
That was.
to a
How
bunch
many
of
people are
alien
actually like
hunters.
there?
I don't know, 100?
Hmm?
I think. Like,
100?
No,
No,
not
no.
much. You know,
There were
People showed up. This is
a
the
couple hundred showed up
bottom
like
line.
eventually.
A couple of hundred,
Hundreds,
yeah?
it was still, to me, a hallmark. The fact that an internet meme, resulted in real life results on such big levels, right?
It's made news. That's the thing. Like, holy shit!
Oh, it made news. It made everything. It made our days.
Bro, how many weebs?
It's made.
How many weebs do you think are excited right now? Like, we're getting the national coverage of the Naruto run. Now all the kids who made fun of us in middle school gym class will understand why we were running like that.
See, mom, I'm not weird.
All the people that probably asked their parents to drive them out to Area 1, but I have to be with the... I have to go too.
Oh no, it's beautiful. This whole thing, the whole raid. I'm so happy that it happened. I'm so happy that I witnessed it because these things, when 9/11 happened, we were too young to notice. We were born, but we were too young. We weren't part of it. There weren't any major events that we can say we witnessed, right? But now there are like what you're 65 and you have kids, grandkids. Like, what did you see, Grandpa? It's like, want to see the most awesome thing ever. And you open the Area 51 raid, people Naruto running. It's like, yeah, that's our era. What did you have? Everything is in VR now. Well, he did it in real life, bitch. Get on our level.
I'm proud. I am proud of the human race today. I don't say that often.
I'm
But-
so proud of this community. I swear.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It means so much to me.
And just to celebrate, I'm gonna have this delicious, and it's always like a hot dog or a banana.
So they can eat it like this.
Something you gurgle on.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Do you know Kuwait is going to war?
Oh yeah, they're doing the Iran thing.
Yeah, the
They shot some
alert
drones.
level thing.
Yeah, they
This is the most beautiful thing I ever witnessed. Like, this is how bad our military system is. Like Kuwait and Saudi Arabia, which one of the countries that has the most oil in it, so you think they will be well guarded. And if you think about it, in theory, we have too much oil and we need to be well guarded. Like, and I swear to God, one of my friends who live far south, and he says about like 4 or 5 p.m. and he looks at up to the sky and he says he sees something moving, like something like a missile or a drone, whatever it is. It was like 5 p.m. Then this thing moving slowly cuts Kuwait, goes to Saudi Arabia, and by 8 p.m. half of the American Saudian oil company Aramco get blown up. Half.
Is
of
this real?
Do you know how big the American Saudi oil company Aramco is? It's a continent. It's a continent, and half of it get destroyed. People
Overnight.
died overnight, over 4 hours. Basically, the missile thing was moving slowly over Kuwait, then to Saudi Arabia, then it hit Aramco, and half of Aramco get annihilated. Millions of people died. Like,
Wait, what?
Like refineries get destroyed and everything.
Nobody died.
What the fuck are you talking about?
No, like I read about it. Nobody died.
Yeah, my ass, nobody died.
Really?
And if you think about it, we allegedly have Patriot systems, which the anti-missile thing is, and apparently they're shut down. They did not work. And Next day, 3 drones caught in Kuwait, like surfing around the royal castle, and nobody did anything. And if you think about it, what the fuck has happened? Like, our military system is a joke. Drones enter our like air without any precautions. Like, fucking missile hits Aramco and destroys half of it, and nobody did anything, and no one claimed the act yet, and Saudi Arabia is not saying anything. Yeah, no casualties is my ass. So believe me, it's impossible. Like, if Aramco is a continent, and if you think half of it get destroyed, I'm not sure. Like, it doesn't register. But the point. I don't want to dwell on this much. Is how weak our military system and defense system. That couple of drones came, destroy couple of fucking refineries, and nobody did anything, and no countermeasures whatsoever. And next day, I'm driving to my refinery company, going there, thinking, am I getting blown up today or not? What the fuck?
You know what I love about this? You know, this entire like drone being destroyed issue and reaching militarization level 1 or whatever the fuck Kuwait tries to pretend to do, right? All like the high school kids were like, man, we're too scared. I don't think we should attend school.
Yeah.
That happens all the time.
It does here too.
Dude, you gotta love it. Any excuse, right? You're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So we just learned this news about Kuwait. I was surprised. Like, what the hell is this? My friend was like, check Twitter, check the official Twitter, like of the Ministry of Defense. I checked on it. I clicked the Twitter. Dude, this account is not verified. Are you sure this is the account? Yes, it is. Our official Ministry of Defense account is not verified.
Oh, Kuwait.
That was so hilarious. I couldn't even take the event seriously after that.
Oh, Kuwait. Kuwait.
Dude,
No, this has to be a bot account, man. It's not verified.
We're not prepared for drones yet. We're still like 30 years behind. We still remember when Saddam Hussein came and we did not do anything. We waited for USA to save us. This is bullshit. Like, you think after like 30 years Kuwait will learn to protect itself, but apparently it didn't. Even fucking Saudi Arabia, who got hit, they did not do anything. Our technology cannot detect drones.
No, I'll tell you why.
Which is...
I'll
Dude,
tell-
we have fucking Patriot. Do you know what Patriot is? It's anti-missile for the 1880s.
No, listen to this. I know your frustration. Let me tell you why. And this all can be explained by the Yemen-Saudi conflict that's happening right now. So, Saudi Arabia were fully equipped, right? All the proper weaponry, all the proper equipment, all modernized, all great. They still got their asses handed to them, and now they're losing territory. Why? Because it's not just about gaining the tools. It's about the mentality of the individuals doing the work. Let's not kid ourselves. The Arabs are fucking pansies. All right?
Yes, they are.
We are fucking lazy pansies. We have a lot of talent. We have a lot of intelligence going on, and so with some individuals, we can produce good amount of culture should we choose. But we're pansies. You know, that Arab conquest that we did, that big Muslim expansion, it's just that Muslim expansion. The mentality changed. That's what happened. What Islam did is change the Arab mentality. But now it's back.
Yeah, exactly.
We're back to being Arabs. And because we're Arabs, we're lazy, we're not tough. We want to chill. You want to sit down like this. That's our thing. I know, because I'm Arab. I want to sit down and chill. You tell me to go to war right now, I'm like, can they just invade us and they take over? I don't really care. You know, as long as I'm fed and like taken care of, I don't care who oppresses me, right? That's the mentality, and there is some sort of Arab pride that some people try to recap. It doesn't exist. All right. Again, I said this last stream, and I'm gonna keep repeating it. We hate each other. All right. We hate each other to a house level. Okay. Like this house hates that house. You know, this culture here hates that culture there, hates that culture here, and they try to install like a Kuwaiti nationalist identity. They're failing. You know.
It's all just so obvious.
We don't care.
Everybody knows about this here.
We don't care. Like, you know, Britain, come back, you know. Come back. At least we won't pretend to be free. We're not. You know? Go ahead. Depress us again, take our shit, and give us like oil devices and you have your army be stationed there so we can take photos with them whenever they drive, you know. Army.
But you gotta give credit where credit is. While I was driving after like the day to the refinery, I work in the oil refinery, and I was too excited for the drone strike. Yes, they're gonna hit us today, and I went there, and everybody inside is making jokes about us getting hit inside the refinery. Like, we don't care about that.
Dude, here's one thing. Arabs. The Arabs are a sarcastic kind. Okay? We're apathetic. You can call us nihilistic, depressed. You know, I argue that we made dank memes before dank memes existed. You know? We were the ones who, like, our comedy, our satire, which was a big audience back in the day because, well, that's what we liked. We liked mocking things. We liked making fun of things and making points via comedy and all that stuff. It's always been part of our culture. Now it disappeared from the stage. The stage now is shit. But the mentality is still there. The sarcasm is still there. So when I hear, oh, Saudi Arabia got blown up. Huh. What happens if it happens to us? That'll be funny. Yeah, people will die, surely, but that'd still be funny. You know, oh, we're at war. We're at war with everybody? Huh. That's okay. You know, I guess I gotta like stockpile on canned goods or something. That is
well,
part
there's
of our
either
culture.
I find that fascinating for the simple fact that here it's the exact opposite. Everything is hysteria. When we learn about any war, any conflict even that has taken place involving the states, they always describe how the people felt, and there's always propaganda and people going out of their way, and you got the hippie movement for Vietnam, right? And like people have to do stuff here because they're scared and they're fearful. That fascinates me. That let me make sure I'm getting this right. That your culture has essentially chosen to detach itself in order to cope with the fact that they might fucking die.
Yes, pretty much.
Exactly.
Here's the thing: we're this big. Our defenses suck.
That is one lunatic step beyond comedy is the best medicine, right? You know how people say that?
Dude,
not caring is the best medicine.
Dude, that's our coping mechanism with anything. You know, we got like fucking we have a huge problem of homosexuality spreading with males and females in Kuwait, okay? Huge. It's tremendous. It's so fucking weird, you know?
Did you say problem?
Yes.
In 2019.
It is, trust me.
It is.
Carry on.
It is because, like, you know, here's the mentality here for some people. If you're top, that's not gay. Right? That's accepted within, like, the guy culture here. If you're the one on top, that's not gay. You're just...
You're not gay. You're a man.
Yeah, you're still a man.
You have your
You're still the
urges.
puncher, you know?
I guess that makes sense in a sort of... I guess, okay.
Okay.
Right.
I'm gonna address this comment. Like, it says, for funsies, if war broke, which country you would go? You would run.
Oh, that's...
Iran!
Pick Denmark.
They'll accept me there.
Of course, 100% Bushiri.
Gee, where would I go? I don't know, actually. because I speak English pretty well, maybe I'll survive in an English-speaking country. So the big three: Canada, U.S., and Great Britain. But then again, those countries aren't particularly fun. I sort of feel like I want to go to Germany just to see it implode.
Yes.
Just
I'm gonna stuff my. I'm gonna go to Germany. Then I'm gonna go to Netherlands and fucking Belgium. I'm gonna stuff my mouth with all of them Belgian waffles, and I'm gonna make fun of the war while it's going on.
Wait, you're gonna go to the Netherlands and not smoke weed?
Yes, of course.
There's more in the Netherlands than just weed. I know this is news to you as an Arab, but there's more stuff to do there. Besides the red light district and fucking weed, okay? That's what pisses me off about the Arabs, okay? When they travel,
for me, it's either Germany or I fucking love America. I fucking love. I love it so much.
I like America too, especially now. Like,
dude.
But what you mentioned,
I practically live in Cracker Barrel. I practically live there.
What is it?
Dude,
no, like the big three. Like I'll go to one of three. It's what's funny is none of the big three are particularly stable at the moment.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
And that's what makes it entertaining, I suppose.
Look at this, okay? There is no country that is not fucked. That's a misconception. Yeah, that is a misconception.
Hey, Denmark is the happiest place on earth.
My fucking dick. All right.
Yeah, they pay like 70% in taxes.
Taxes, yeah. What the fuck? 70% of my salary goes to the government. Fuck that.
I'm happy.
But I'm happy.
None of that shit. None of that shit. I want to go to a country where I'm like, it's gonna be fun. I want to go to a country where I see people bitching and complaining and moaning about all the issues, right? And what better place to go to than places where Arabs and Muslims are migrating to? What better place?
Oh no.
I won't do France. France is kind of too fucking weebish for me, right? But Germany have German Turkish kebab right now. Hear this? It's so fucking delicious,
dude. Like Turkish cuisine, German cow.
It's beautiful. And here's one thing again. Here's the thing about Germany that I love. It's because it's the most fucked right now. And you never know when the SS button will be clicked again.
Dude, it's either the SS button or you will be the new president of Germany. So it's a win-win.
Here's the brilliant part, right? What was it like? A while back, Germany increased their militarization level. They started recruiting more and developing more, and I swear the entire world started sweating at once. I fucking loved it. It's like, guys,
no, we are not letting this shit happen a third time.
It's hilarious.
I want to see part 3.
You loved the sequel. Well, let me tell you how great the new one will be.
Let's finish the trilogy, shall we? This one's gonna end with a real bang.
Bam.
We'll be back to square one.
Dude. World War II had 2 nuclear bombs,
episodes.
And that's it. Only 2. But World War III, everybody will have 5.
Yeah,
it's gonna be amazing.
And you know what I love about it? Somewhere, in the world, Sudan will be like, yeah, we support people, we're good, and nobody was like, what the fuck? Who's that? Just for context, every time anything happens in the Arab world, Sudan just randomly pops out and supports the side, and you're like, why? What do you want? There's these sanctions on Qatar, and everybody's talking about it, and Southern Sudan's like, yeah, we support Saudi Arabia, and we're like, what do you want?
They were Egypt and Sudan. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Let's go.
Egypt, I get it. They have the Suez Canal. There is something, but Sudan, what do you want?
They have the bananas.
On the topic of Germany, though, I do I do believe that if they get involved in any way, shape, or form in World War III, if it does happen, they will be wiped off the face of the earth officially. Like, people are not going to keep putting up with this shit.
Actually, here's my argument why this won't happen. Okay? People like German cars too much.
No, they don't. They fucking suck.
No, you suck. Your American brands are trash.
Drive American cars.
Unless you're Mercedes, then even Beamer is starting to slack. But unless you're Mercedes, then
no. Here's the thing.
Dude, by the
I
name
drove
of my German headphones, you're triggering me.
Dude, here's the thing. I drove Japanese. I drove German. I drove American. Nothing beats the German. Okay? Nothing beats the German. Every time. Because they have something in their head that's fucked that allows them to innovate, right? The Japanese are consistent, we know that. Like they steal stuff from people and then they make it more comfortable. That's their thing, you know. Germans, they add weird stuff to I don't know what type of oil they add to their cars, but I don't know. I don't know, like, you know, like pulverized Jews. I don't know. The trun's so good.
No. The thing with German cars and what's funny about the way the German car now is that because they've become mainstream in the luxury brands, because that's how here in the States, that's how German cars are mainly viewed. Is if you have a Mercedes or a Beamer or any other German car, it's a luxury brand car, so people know how to deal with it in that regard. But what would be considered as design flaws in any other type of car, the Germans have mastered, and people have just tolerated it because people like the luxury brands too much. They were very smart with how they implement into the States in particular. You introduce the luxury brands, and then you get the Japanese in competition with themselves. Well, we have to introduce our own luxury brands. So you have Acura, you bring out Lexus, Hyundai for some reason, Kia, which is such a failed experiment.
No, these are, I think, Korean, right? Kia and Hyundai.
Yeah, Hyundai,
That's
Kia,
true. That's true.
Honda is also Korean.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's why they
Really?
suck.
Hyundai?
Yep.
No wonder.
Yeah,
Yeah, no
and
wonder
Hyundai.
they're trash. Well, Lexus is probably the best out of the Japanese luxury brands.
Yes.
They brought out the competition in that regard.
Dude.
But then you see like a lot of the design flaws that are based off of German cars that aren't luxury brands, and that's where you get stuff like the Saab and Mazda. And I don't know why Mazda took inspiration, but their cars, a crime against humanity. The engine's in the back, it's underneath the car. They have to like propel it up. You can't do basic maintenance. It's a shit show. I've tried working on a Mazda. It's a nightmare.
This is why I kind of appreciate these, like, the Germanity.
I know where you're going with
Thanks.
this. You appreciate it until you need your car fixed and no one's willing to work on it. Thankfully, Germany doesn't have that problem with their cars.
Yep.
But so many other brands that have tried to take inspiration from them have, when
Yep.
nobody is
Nobody can
comfortable
pull a
working
German.
on
Yeah.
them.
Nobody can pull off a German car if they want. That's a given. I've realized this. It is though beautiful. It's not just the cars. Again, Aziz will attest to this. The food is great. Like what is Germany? The third market for music, so that they have that going for them. If you want to do graffiti art, they have big sheets of paper that you can do the graffiti on and then move. They support their own culture, right? They support their own creativity, and you know, it's just something about the way they speak is also fascinating to me. Their language, like I'm like, this is not supposed to work, but it does. You know, how is a word this long and how can you pronounce it? You know, and you know, what the fuck? Like, how do you say that?
By the way, they have shortcuts for every word. Yeah, and because thank you in German is Dankeschön. It's very big, and they start saying Danke, and they have shortcuts, and so they make the words cuter. Thank
Yeah,
you.
they make it nice. Even the Germans require a bit of cuteness from you know, every now and then. However, I do want to move on from this for a very important topic. The vaping ban.
Yeah.
Yep, he just sucked in a fat load
Yes, just
off of
this is my way
preparing
of
for
protesting. So I don't get it. Like I've been seeing articles going on for like 2 months now about how the jewel sucks and it should be die and it's worse than fucking smoking and all that. And I've been looking at it, it's like where is this going? And then the vaping ban gets hit by Trump, and you know it gets expanded upon, and everybody's like, huh? What? And then India goes like, you know, sees the US, it's like we're banning it too. And I'm like, what do you want? Why, like, you know, like,
mind your business. Yeah. Let us experiment first, and then you hop on the bandwagon.
yeah, like first, it's like when when the US banned weed for their own reasons, and suddenly the entire world banned weed too. And we're like, okay, guys, this like, are you just like, like, I guess this is what's happening and move on? Like, is this what's going on?
This is the new cool thing.
Like, what is the US doing? I don't know. Like, they're doing popsicles. All right, popsicles. No, popsicles are bad. Shit, bad popsicles.
And what people forget to understand about us is that while we are the innovators in many cases, we are also the lab rat, and it shows.
Oh, yes.
Everything that we do eventually backfires, and then we have to figure it out on the spot. But if you hop on the bandwagon too early, then it's like that Bill Burr. Everything is relatable to Bill Burr in some way.
Of course.
Then it's like the Bill Burr plastic surgery example. Like, why would you want to get plastic surgery on your face, right? Wait until they get all the kinks figured out.
Yeah,
Wait
for
for us to figure out vaping. You know that we're going to invest the time and the research to figure it out. And like, lo and behold, now weed is accepted here. So clearly it came full circle. That may or may not be the case for vaping. Give us time, though. Give us time to fuck up, because we inevitably are.
More importantly than that, it's like, okay, it's okay to have a conversation. When Trump proposed the vaping ban, now a conversation starts on whether this is good or bad and whether we should do it or not, and whenever conclusion comes out, comes out. It's not impulsive. It wasn't like an executive command, ban vape everywhere. You can't do that. You have to have that conversation. Without a conversation, there's a problem. So I'm all for the conversation. When the vaping ban was proposed, I'm like, weird, but okay. But when India goes on and just bans it because somebody else did, I'm like, wait, did you do the research? It's an epidemic growing within the young community. What isn't an epidemic growing in the young community? Everything is an epidemic going on in the young community.
Mainly, the excuses for banning vape comes down to three things from what I. Third of which is the main reason. Two of them are fake. First of all, when they propose that jewels, in particular, is more dangerous than cigarettes because it contains more nicotine inside the jewel, which is true, but people they say, oh, look, nicotine bad, big nicotine bad, nicotine low, nicotine good, but jewels doesn't have tar inside.
Yep.
Yeah, that shit fucks your lungs up.
Yep.
I don't get it.
Second reason is the contaminated pods and the contaminated juices. People that buy $1 30 juices
Secondhand the
eBay, then they just, oh, vape killed me and my children. Like, no, vape didn't do that. You're a dumbass who got cheap, and you buy something for like 30 juices for $1. That's dumb. Like, somebody put his nose inside it, or dick maybe, and 100% is gonna get contaminated.
Here's the thing. This is a vape flavor, all right? When I buy vape flavors, I always look at the back. And at the back, you find something like this, which is, I don't know if it's clear, but basically, there's always a warning, and there's an FDA certification. This is certified. This is safe for use.
FDA, so.
Yep.
Yes.
This is safe. This has been tested, and now when I use it, I know it's safe. Right? Within reason, of course, because in the end you are doing something in your lungs. People don't do that shit. People just grab a flavor from a second-hand market containing vitamin E that is poisonous when you vaporize it, and then they vape it and die. you know, and again, the law does not protect the dumb people. They're done.
Exactly.
Okay? We learn from their example and we move on. That's not what they want, though. They want to ban all vaping and the potential idiots exist.
Yeah.
You know,
The
are we
third
going to ban
reason,
sugar too? When is sugar going to get banned?
the third reason for vape banning is people saw the opportunity, they jumped on it because there is no denying vape affected tobacco market. And
yeah.
when
Yeah.
they saw, when the greedy people saw the opportunity, they just hopped on it, and they probably Trump owned tobacco fucking factories, and that's why, like,
But
it's a capitalist
Here's the weird thing, though.
market.
The big popular e-cig brands, the Juul, as a primary example, is owned by Big Tobacco. So why are you
Really?
attacking your own? Yeah, why are you attacking your own products? Well, of course, because you're losing money. That's the only reason I can think of, even if you own it. But still, markets evolve, you know, and you already have a big monopoly on Big Tobacco. We might as well just buy up the vaping industry as well and add it to your own thing. But they're not doing that. They're attacking it, which makes me think that they see this as a potential threat. And here's the thing: all the soccer moms and all the the Christian, the USB's devil stick, all of them are like jumping on this bandwagon now. And here's the thing: we can't make impulsive decisions on these things, because if you start banning vaping, what else is next? That's the scary part. Okay, even if vaping is bad and should be banned, the question is, should the government have the ability to impose bans on anything they don't like without proper research, without proper whatever, you know? And the question is deep and intricate. You can't. You're not supposed to. If vaping is bad, then it will go on its own. You know, nobody burns their hand, you know, because that's dumb. But imagine the government burning your hand. You know, it's the same thing. It's on a different level of sophistication, but it's the same thing. It's scary when a government imposes these things on a business that is clearly, I'm buying it and I'm doing it to myself. Anything that I'm buying and I'm doing it to myself and I'm not harming anybody around me, this should be off limits. This is my problem. This is what I do to myself. What do you want? And why do you care? It's affecting our
Which
kids.
is why.
By all means, it's affecting your kids. That's a conversation you have with your kid, not with me.
Hence why, at least here in the States, gun supply companies are getting in on the conversation for the simple reason that the government has been trying to infringe on their for the longest time. And so now vape companies are finding an unlikely ally in gun rights movements and gun owners, supply shops. Like, they're partnering up because they know what it feels like. There's even a meme going around. It's like, it has James Franco, the Spider-Man, the guy, the original Green Goblin guy. And he has like a noose around his neck, and he's in a movie getting ready to like walk the plank, and he's gonna be hanged, right? And that's the meme, is like he looks over and he's like, "This is your first time," and then above it has the caption of like gun owners, because the government is infringing on the rights of the vapors. So it'll be an interesting development moving forward, because I don't think that it will stop at guns, and I don't think it'll stop at vaping. I think that more allies will acquire the courage to come and fight this, and then it will just add another layer of the culture war that already exists.
My hope in the end of this is that it turns out to be, well, just a conversation to be had and a conclusion to be made, and I'll accept whatever conclusion that happens, ban or no ban, as long as there's a proper conversation and expansion and no political movements. Let's not pull a Brexit here. All right? Let's not pull that stupidity. Let's be honest and be clear, because this will affect a lot of people. If vaping gets banned, people will go back to smoking. This is a definite conclusion of this. And if smoking gets banned, people will smoke anyway. right? And we took a few steps back. If you think vaping is a progression, that's good. And in the end, I don't find nicotine to be a bad substance. If you look, like I've looked up a few researches on nicotine, and people thinking of nicotine as a potential cure for Alzheimer's, or at least a help towards it. So there is something to be made for nicotine, an argument to be made for nicotine. Yeah, it's addictive, but on a minor scale. You know, it's also addictive, caffeine, and you know how good caffeine is for us, right? We have to have a legit conversation about this. There was a reason all the geniuses of the world had a tobacco pipe walking around when they made their researches and their great discoveries. It's because nicotine helped them. And now we have a good way of consuming it without the tar. Maybe it has its own implications. We need to study that and improve upon it, not ban it. And as long as a proper conversation is made, I'm good, whatever.
I still think nicotine is just a stronger caffeine. Like, seriously. At least that's what I think it is. From in my experience.
It's not, I mean, it helps. I know it
helps
helps me.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm on stream, like, I really miss nicotine during Ramadan. When I can't vape it, right? And I'm sitting and I'm fasting and I'm like dozing off, and all I need is like a jolt of power to my brain, like just once. It spreads and now I can think again. You know? That's all I require. It gets tiring. And when I'm reading a book or working on a problem or whatever, you know, the nicotine supports me. Much like coffee does, much like a good meal does. You know, I've made a discussion once with somebody, and they were like, I don't want to consume nicotine and caffeine and all these because they alter my mental state, and I'm scared of that. I want to be in control of my thing. And I'm like, don't you alter your state when you eat from McDonald's? You know, versus when you eat from a better burger joint. It's the same thing. What you put in your body affects you, and it becomes you. So if nicotine supports you to do the work you want to do it. If you're just smoking for 50 hours, just sitting there on the bed doing nothing, and you like that, do it. But, you know, we can have a discussion on why that's bad. You know?
Yeah, get up and clean your room.
Yes, and make videos about how Kuwait sucks because it has no bars. This is important.
God damn.
Until your dad knocks on the door, and then say you have to be brave and end the video.
Yes.
On that note.
Yep.
And be like, guys, they're threatening me.
On that note, I think MVC goes to Gabandi Man. Because he's been keeping up for the most part.
And he helped steer a lot of the conversation as well.
Yep. So congratulations, you are the MVC for this fucking stream. It's been a nice one, guys. It's been great. Any closing comments?
Yeah, Louis, keep the beard, and I have to do it with 2 tortillas this time.
Hey, okay. When are you coming back to the States?
One for your lily and one for your beard.
Let's go. Anyone else want in on that? If you subscribe to the Patreon, the highest tier,
I just hope
we can make all kind of things happen.
I just hope your lily is not related to your height. That's what I hope.
Low blow.
You're shorter than my mom.
I'm so much in a good mood, I can't personally right now.
Dude, I'm into short things, you know. I view them,
Louis, Aziz, no, please.
No, why?
Aren't you married, bro? I mean, I'm just saying.
Well,
you're an infidel, so it's okay.
All right.
No, everybody knows. As long as you're top.
You hear that, Trillian?
As
I'm
long
an
as you're top.
infidel.
It's not gay.
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
But it depends, you know.
Okay, I'm putting a lid on this before this gets too weird. We're ending the stream.
Hold on, we'll flip a coin to see who gets what place.
I'm all into gambling, if you know what I mean.
I'm going. Stream over. Goodbye.
We'll Rochambeau for it.
Oh my god, I'll never look Aziz